Yo, what's good, YouTube? Don't mind me, I'm eating food. Well, I just got done eating food, I meant to say. But, hey, the schedule is here. The release has been set. And now we know who, obviously we knew we were facing, but we didn't know when we were facing them and what time we were facing them. Now we know. And I have the schedule up here. Hey man, it's an exciting day for every NFL fan out there. And we look at this Eagles schedule, have a lot of tough games. I'm just gonna cut to the chase. I have this Eagles team winning 11 games, and I don't want to just sound biased or favoritism, but you'll see as the video goes on the teams that I have losing the Eagles, or I guess I would say, let me rephrase that. I have the Eagles losing to and winning against. Week 1, they face the Lions. I say we win that game. And I'm going to skip the games that I think we're going to lose. And you'll see why. And I'll just cut to the chase in the later parts of the videos to why I have them losing those games. So, week 1, I have the Eagles beating the Lions. Week 3, I have the Eagles beating the Commanders. So that's already 2 wins. Week 4, I have the Eagles beating the Jags. So that's already 3 wins. Week 9, I have the Eagles beating the Texans. Week 10, I have the Eagles beating the Commanders. Week 11, I have Week 12, I have the Eagles losing to the Packers. Or beating the Packers, my bad. I'm sorry, this schedule, still trying to find out what's the time, the dates, and all that. I have them beating the Packers. The Titans, I have them beating as well. I have them beating the Bears. I have them splitting with Dallas. I have them splitting with the Giants. The first game, I think we win. The second game, I think we lose. And I think because of that, we're going to rest our starters. And I think we beat the Saints. All right, let's start off with the games that I see us losing. The Vikings, that is week 2. I have us losing because I know it's a Monday night game, but that team is very talented. Talented on both sides of the football. They have a good offense. Underrated offensive line. They had a couple Pro Bowlers last year on that offensive line. And I think they retained that Riley Reef guy, if I'm not mistaken. But that offensive line is underrated. And you obviously look at what they have on offense, receiver-wise. The playmakers, Justin Jefferson, one of the best receivers in the league. Adam Thielen, one of the most underrated, most consistent, reliable receivers in the game. Dalvin Cook, one of the best running backs in the game. And KJ Osborne, who really stepped up and he made a name for himself last year. And it showed progressively as the season went on. And they don't have Kyle Rudolph anymore. I keep on forgetting that he's long gone away from them. Who do they have at tight end? Irv Smith Jr. They got him. I think he might have a solid season. That's the pieces that they have offensively. And then you look at what they have defensively. You got Dalvin Tomlinson, Daniel Hunter. You got Brian Asamoah from the draft. And you also got they got Lewis Cine. How could I forget? They got Lewis Cine through the draft as well. Lewis Cine is a good piece of that secondary. Brian Asamoah is going to fill in that role for Anthony Barr, and a great scheme fit for them. But I have the Eagles losing there in a big primetime home opener. I think we lose, especially off a win against Detroit. And then the Cardinals, I think we lose here because it's week 5. Last time we played the Cardinals, we lost. I don't know if D-Hop's going to play this game. He's most likely not going to play this game. But the thing is, with here, the only reason I have us losing is because you look at CB2 right now, depending on who we sign. You still got Bradbury out there. If we don't sign him, then it's like we don't know what we're going to do. So it's like we're probably going to run a press zone defense. Because if we sign Bradbury, we're going to go press man and press zone. But if you look at what we have right now, it's Slay and McPherson, Job, Tay Gowan. I don't know. It's very weird at that position, at CB2 right now. And then you just look at the secondary in general. Safety, I don't know, man. You got Marcus Epps, Anthony Harris. Harris is a solid player who did solid last year. Marcus Epps had a lot of electrifying hits last year. He's not great, but gives you a little impact in a way. Not the greatest impact, but I don't know, man. I think the Cardinals is going to be hard because if you look at what they have, you got Kyler Murray. And in this game, I feel like they're going to capitalize on those deep shots. And that's why I feel like we're going to lose this game because of those deep long ball throws that Kyler Murray is going to, throw to Marquise Brown. And most likely, A.J. Green is going to be lined up against Slay. So that's why I think Marquise Brown has a big impact here because you look at what we have down the field, it's more likely that, Ertz obviously is going to play us for the first time since he's been traded to the Cardinals. And he's going to play Philly, right? And it's going to be at Arizona's home in Glendale, Arizona. And then you look at the A.J. Green-Slay matchup. I think Slay wins that. But I think Marquise Brown causes hell down the field, and that's why we lose this game. And Connor's going to do his work in the receiving game. I think it's going to be a little bit of a tough time in the rushing game, but they still work. And that's why I think they win. And then Dallas, I think we split with the Cowboys. I'm still so trickled on which game, I meant to say tricked on which game I should see them losing. Man, I don't want to do it because I don't know, man. I don't think we're going to sweep Dallas, to be honest. Dallas is such a tough opponent, whether we like it or not. They've always been a tough opponent. I think we lose to them. I think we lose to them in the Christmas Eve game. As much as I hate it, I know it's before Christmas. I think we win that first game. That first game should be, where is it? I think that first game is in, the first game is in, they didn't even announce it yet. The first game is, where on earth is the first game against the Cowboys? For the love of God, bro, where is it? I don't know where they put it, but the first game is, it should have been week 5 or 6 or something like that, but I still think we win the first game, and then we lose to them on Christmas Eve, or it could be the other way around. I still feel like we win one of those games, but depending on where they have. Okay, so it's week. Where is it? Week. I don't even see where it is. It is week. Week 6. I think we win week 6. It's at, I think it's going to be at our house or maybe their house. I don't know. It should be at their house. Okay, so it's okay, so it's at Philly. At Philly, I think we win that game. And just for the simple fact that I think it's going to be a split and we win one of those games. So I think they win at the Christmas Eve game, as much as I hate to say it. But let's transition to the Pittsburgh game. I know it's tricky right now, especially with the season. I'm still trying to figure out when and where these games are. The Steelers game, I think we lose here. You look at this, and you look at it from this perspective. The Steelers are a very tough-nosed team. tough gridiron team. The last time we played them, we lost. And I still feel like we lose here because the last time we played them, they played us tough. And you look at it, we lost them in October, I think it might have been, because we played them early, week 5, week 6, something like that. And then we play them in October again, October 30th, day before Halloween. I think we lose here. Their defense is very tough. I think it's going to trick Jalen Hurts. I know their secondary is going to be tough. Or not tough. I know their secondary is going to be a little, I guess, weak in a way. Because you got Minka Fitzpatrick and Tremaine Edmonds, who isn't great, but he's a solid safety. I'm not familiar with their cornerbacks. I know they got Mike Hilton. No, Mike Hilton's on the damn Bengals. What am I mean? I got to do some research on the Steelers corners. But either way, you look at what they have defensively on that defensive line and that linebacking core, that's what's going to win them this game. It's going to be pressure caused, and that's where I think this game is huge for these Steelers. They dominate defensively on the defensive line, and it's going to be a tough, close game, man. And it's going to be back and forth defensively. I think it's going to be a battle of the defensive lines. Pittsburgh just edges it out. And what should be a fun, tough, defensive, technical game. And TJ Watt has a big game against, I guess it would be Jordan Mailata. Or he's going to come inside here and there because it's going to be a weird, scheme way. Because he's an outside linebacker, not just a defensive end. But I think we lose there. I think we lose to the Colts. I think the Colts is a tough matchup. And I only say that because you understand what you have with the, the offensive line. And I just personally feel like that Colts just running back core is very tough for us. Our linebackers did improve. I definitely say that. But Jonathan Taylor on that second level is just very tough to stop. And I think in the red zone, I think they give us trouble because, Pittman's probably going to be lined up against Slay. It's just that I think for scheme bit or wise, I think it's just going to be a mix and combo shots of just middle of the field, intermediate. Go to, Jonathan Taylor, JT, maybe gets, I won't say a couple home runs, but I think I think JT cuts up the middle a lot and gets a lot of impactful first downs. And it's going to, stop the clock, build momentum for the Colts. And then in the red zone, they're going to try to scheme Michael Pittman away from Slay and, try some, weird mixy stuff to try to, get him a touchdown in the red zone. And then it's you gotta pick and choose between Mo Alley Cox if you're Matt Ryan. And Matt Ryan loves to throw to his tight ends. And they also added Jelani Woods. So I feel like they're going to add and utilize him. And they got Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce is going to be another guy that they're going to use in the red zone. So I think a red zone is going to be big in play to this game. And the running game is going to be big into play in this game too. And that's why I have the Colts winning. And their defense is so tough. So I have the 5th loss there. And then the final loss of the season comes at the last game of the season, where I think we lose to the Giants. The only reason I see us losing to the Giants, I know it's the damn Giants, but it's the last game of the season. And it would be a Giants thing to do to lose to us even when our starters are not playing. But I think we lose here because, in my opinion, by this point of the season, I think we're going to have 11 wins. We're going to, in that game, going into that game, I think we're going to be 11-5, right? So we're going to lose this game because we're going to be resting our starters. And we rested our starters last year. And we were, I think we were 9-7 going into that game. And then we lost to the Cowboys 51-26. We lost that game. But this game, I think we lose here because the Giants, I only have them winning like 3 games this year. I'm not high on the Giants this year. I think they're still a rebuilding team. I like what they did though this draft, but they're still rebuilding. But I think the Giants win here because they're most likely gonna start their starters, and their rookies are gonna get action, especially those later picks. And you obviously know that we're probably not gonna rest or play our starters. So I think the Giants win this game, and we win. Well, we'll not win, but we finished the season off at 11-6, and that is my record for the Eagles. May change, but I have the Eagles winning around 11 to 10 games. 11 is where I have us winning right now, or slated to be right now. I have us winning against the Packers, the Titans, the Lions, the Bears, splitting with the Cowboys. Washington, that's a sweep, and I also have us. I have us beating the Giants, splitting with them. And then, yeah, that looks like that'll probably be the games. I'm definitely missing a couple games in there, but y'all know what I'm speaking. I'm ending this video off right here. Y'all have a good one. Your boy is out. Peace.